Welcome. I'm QXM, and this is an Escape from Tarkov video. Today I want to look at the AR or M4 builds. I've done a video on the AK system. Please check that out. Links in the description, and I'll post a link at the end of the video. In my first playthrough, I wanted to get to item cases and weapons cases, and the AK was readily available, and I just stuck with the AK, but I really felt like I was being put at a disadvantage with everybody running around in Ford armor and fast MT helmets. And I'm using an AK and everybody else is using an AR. But when I looked at the ARs, they were complicated, and with a wipe coming, I was like, eh. But this time we want to look at the AR system. So let's look at it. Okay, I've unlocked Peacekeeper level 3. I think this is a good time to do this video. It's the first opportunity that you have that you can actually purchase an AR or that you can trade for one. You can also buy the bits and pieces and start modifying the weapons platform. You might have seen in the previous scene that I had these two. Okay, they were both looted. One, I believe, came from Shoreline, and one, I believe, came from Factory. Statistically, they are the same. I've only made a minor change to them, which I'll talk about in a minute. It's not that big a deal. But these are kind of the basic model. I also went ahead and did some grinding and picked up this one. This is the trade for version. It's a little different. It looks like it's more of a close quarters combat, but we'll use that for comparison purposes. But for right now, let's move that down there. Again, I've squashed my inventory down, so don't ignore all that stuff at the bottom, the stuff over here on the left. We're just looking at the ARs, and I wanted some space. So let's look at these two. All right, the basics for the AR. The only thing I've changed on this gun was I had some of these red dots sitting around. They're both the same. I went ahead and stuck that on these guns. And initially, this is the pistol grip that came on these guns. And on one of them, I had looted this pistol grip. You can see the ergonomics on it is +9 over +5, which is the one that these initially came with. This pistol grip is available, Peacekeeper level 3. So I just went ahead and bought another one and stuck it on the other gun because I don't want to put the worst grip on for the purposes of the video, and I do want to compare apples to apples. So I changed the grip so that they would match, and I went ahead and put a red dot. The rest of it is stock the way I got them. Let's look at the individual. Oh, I guess we should talk about the ergonomics over recoil. For this video, ergonomics, higher number is better. Recoil, lower number is better. Okay? So the higher the ergonomics, the better the gun's going to turn with you, the quicker you're going to aim down sight. The lower the recoil, which is opposite, we want a lower number, not a higher number. So the lower the recoil, obviously the less gun that's going to have a kick, and the easier it's going to be stay on target. So low recoil is good, high ergonomics is good. All right, we've already talked about the grip. The magazine. These two guns are exactly the same. But one of them had a higher muzzle velocity, and it took me a while to figure it out, and it was because I didn't have the same bullets in the gun. I wasn't buying the bullets, I was just looting them and throwing them in the magazines because they both spawned empty. They both now have these A1 bullets in there, but yeah, the bullets affect the muzzle velocity. It took me a while to figure that out. This thing, I'm just going down the row there. It just looks like it's the components that are all glued together that I guess you can take off as a unit. But we're not going to worry about that. This, however, we are going to worry about. This looks like the buttstock, but it's actually two pieces. It's the buffer tube and the buttstock. This is important because it looks to me like the buttstock actually mounts onto the buffer tube. I think that's also going to be important because I imagine later we're going to have access to better buttstocks, and they're probably going to require a specialized buffer tube for them to mount. Another thing to notice here is, all right, we put the buffer tube on, the gun is functional and it changes the size. We take it off and it won't work. We put the buttstock on, the size doesn't change. So the buttstock is not required. However, the buffer tube is, and the buttstock mounts over the buffer tube. So I think that's pretty important. The charging handle, no big deal. We can't buy or modify or get any more better stuff. It's required. If we pull it out, gun doesn't work. Okay, and that's what would chamber around or deal with any sort of jam, which fortunately we don't have to deal with yet. The red dot we've already talked about. The barrel. That's pretty important. Let's pull the barrel off. They both spawned with 370 millimeter barrels. It comes in a couple components. We have the flash hider, and then we also have this gas block, which the gas block has the front sight on it. So that's what the actual gas block looks like. And you see there's a mount. We put the gas or the front sight on there. They go together. Pull it off. We can put the barrel on the gun. It changes the size, but it's still not functional. We can put the flash hider on there. Gun's still not functional, so it's not necessary. This won't work because it has to be mounted on the gas block. So we need to have the gas block, much similar to the charging handle. Won't work without the gas block, but we do not need the front sight. Do need the gas block. Okay, those are the barrel components. This is the handguard. Okay, kind of important because if you look, oh, no, I don't want to do inspect. I want to do mine. If you look, here's the gas block. You can see that this handguard is butted right up against that gas block. So if we want to change the handguard on these so that we can get different attachments or just have the different handguard, it looks to me like we're going to have to do something about this gas block or this front sight. And that in fact is the case. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull that off. I don't know why a handguard affects the functionality of the gun, but it does. But it comes right off. And then again, this is the flash hider. I'm just going down the list here. Gas block, already gone over that. And then this is just the front sight. And we don't have anything. Well, this is the actual stock itself. Okay, so those are the basics. Now, if we put the bits and pieces and components on this gun, they all will fit. We've now got a flashlight, we've got a laser, and we've got a foregrip. I'm a picky bastard, and I don't like the fact that that laser is blocking my sight line and that it's on top of the gun, and I would like the flashlight to be on the right side, not on the left. Unfortunately, with this one, there's only so many places that we can put things. This is the standard handguard, so let's pull these things off and look at how it goes together. Oh, and I guess I should also address this. I'm using this Magpul Grip. We do have another grip that's available, Peacekeeper level 3, which is this one. But if you look at the stats on it, the Magpul, same ergonomics, but the Magpul reduces the recoil more, which is what we want. We want a lower recoil number. So I don't know why you would use this unless you're a cheap bastard and looted it. But yeah, we're using the Magpul. That's why I'm using it. The other thing is that this flashlight is not just a flashlight. It is actually a mount, the 25 millimeter mount. They're easy enough to get. You can pull them off just about every dead scav. All their guns just about have these. So just make sure you don't grab just the flashlight. Make sure you get the mount with it. But anyway, let's look at this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mounting options. The laser will only go in one place. So the only place it goes is on the top. The flashlight will only go one place, which is on the left side, which is not where I want it. And obviously the foregrip goes where the foregrip goes, unless you want to gangster it. I can turn it sideways, but it doesn't work that way. So I suspect we want a different grip if we want to put these mounts on. So we have 3 other options that we can buy at Peacekeeper level 3. And I've listed them here in the order that they appear in his buy menu. If we go over here and look, Peacekeeper level 3, let's go to the top. We have this one, the Risk 2. And then we have this one down here, the LVDA. And then we have this one, the JP. And then we have the standard one. We can't buy the standard one, but it came with the gun. All right. So here's the Risk 2, here's the LVDA, and here's the JP. So let's look at the Risk 2 since it was at the top and compare it to the one the gun came with. You can see the wrist 2 here on the right has a better ergonomics. So it's a little more better. You can also see it has more mounting points, which makes sense because we're losing some mounting area on the front and the rear of this grip. So that completely makes sense. This is better ergonomically. We want a higher ergonomic number. It's increasing the ergonomics. So let's see where these things will mount. Looks like it will mount in 3 places. It will mount on the right, the left, and the top. Okay, what about the flashlight? The flashlight will mount on the left, or on the right, and on the left. We wanted it on the left. Wanted the flashlight, or we wanted the flashlight on the right, the laser on the left, and the foregrip goes where the foregrip goes. So that's the configuration we wanted, and it's got better ergonomics than this one here. But you can see it won't work, and that is because we have to deal with the gas block situation. Let's pull the gas block off. There's this gas block. Again, available Peacekeeper level 3. It's called the low profile gas block. If you put this on the gun, you can mount the original. You can mount the wrist 2. You can mount the LV. And you can mount the JP. So this gas block, can't necessarily put that front sight on there, but it does work with all of the grip patterns. All right, so let's go ahead and put that on. So now we've made our first set of modifications. It's a fully working gun. Let's compare our mod to the base model. And we've increased our ergonomics to 41.3 from 39.55. So higher number is better. So we've got better ergonomics, and we've got a lower recoil, 199 over 208. So our first modification has been successful. We've bought some parts, stuck them on the gun, and we've got a little better handling gun. All right, so we've decided that this wrist 2, let's go ahead and pull the bits and pieces off of it. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Let's look at the next one that we have available, this LV one. Okay, so this one here on the left was better than the stock model. The one here on the right is the next one. It's the LV, where is it? The handguard, LVDA. Okay, it's a ergonomics of increased by 10 over 7, so this is better ergonomically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mounting points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mounting points. So let's go ahead and try that. Stick that on the gun. Well, you can see the flashlight doesn't want to mount on anything. The handguard doesn't want to mount on anything. And the laser, I can tell you right now, will only mount on the top, which is not what we want. I do not want that blocking my sight line. It won't fit in any of these other spots. But that's where these come in. These things here at the top. These are rail guides. You have 2-inch, 4-inch, and 6-inch rail guides. The 2 inches will work for purposes. The 2-inch will work with the flashlight. The 4-inch will work with the flashlight. The 6-inch will not. The laser will work with the 2-inch and the 4-inch. It won't work with the 6. And the handguard only works with the 6-inch. So let's go ahead and put the 6-inch on. Okay, because it's only working with the foreguard. So you need a 6-inch to mount the foregrip. I'm not going to buy another 2-inch. We're just going to use the 4-inch, but you could just use 2 4-inches. Let's see. The 2-inch guide, when mounted with the laser, will go in 3 positions. It'll go on the bottom, the left, and the right. We said we wanted it on the left, but to be honest with you, I think it looks pretty cool on the bottom. Okay, and then let's check this. We're going to use the 4-inch. The 2-inch would work. Oh, the flashlight will also go on the bottom, which is pretty happening. And of course, it will go on the left and it will go on the right. We want it on the right, and we want to go ahead and I think that looks cooler. Even though I said we wanted it on the left, let's leave it on the bottom because it looks cooler. Okay, so now we have a fully functional gun. We use those guides. We're not going to use that thing. And let's look at the difference here. Our ergonomics has gone up to 42.35 from the original 39.55. So we've greatly increased our ergonomics. We're going to be able to aim quickly with it, and it's going to turn better with us. The recoil is the same. It's 199 down from 208. So we've definitely increased the performance of this weapon by modding it out, and it looks like this LVDA is the way to go. Now this last one down here, this JP, I've already played around with it. We can go ahead and stick it on here so you can see what it looks like. It's a functioning gun, but this ergonomically is only +5, whereas this LVDA is +10. Maybe in the future there's some bits and pieces that we can add that make this viable, or maybe this is something you might want to use in conjunction with this recoil and a longer barrel to put more oomph and take longer shots, but we're not even going to look at this one. It does work, it will function, but this looks like it's the way to go with this LVDA. All right, let's see. We've talked about the handguard, the flash suppressor, that's okay. You can purchase this flash suppressor, though I don't know why you would. This is available Peacekeeper level 3. Where's the flash suppressor here? I don't even know why it's available. This is -4 on the recoil, which is good. We want a lower number, so it helps with recoil. But the standard one is better with the recoil. It's -5. This one is muzzle velocity is the same. This one has a better base accuracy. So this is better on recoil and better on accuracy, and this just helps with the recoil, but not as good. So I don't know why you would buy that. So we're gonna get rid of that, but it is available. It is something that you can get. What else we looked at? We already talked about the gas block, the stock. Okay, stock would be another thing. Let's go ahead and look at the base stock that came with the weapon. There you go. Here's the base stock and statistics. There is this one, which maybe later on, again, when we get more bits and pieces, there'll be a use for it. It greatly affects the recoil. So, what is that? -38 or -35. So this is better on recoil, but it doesn't affect the ergonomics at all. And this is +5 on ergonomics. So this seems to be better to me. Again, maybe later there's some other pieces that there would be a reason to use this, but that's available Peacekeeper level 3. What is this called? It's called a bus, BUS. This is also available Peacekeeper level 3. Now this one, -37, so it's better on recoil because we're reducing the recoil. And ergonomics is better. We're increasing the ergonomics, +7 for +5. So this one is definitely the way to go here. And it comes in 3 colors. It comes in tan and 2 greens. We can't seem to get the black. Maybe that'll open up for us later at a different trade. Where was that? What did I do with that? Oh, here it is. So that's more better than the stock version. Now let's look. On the right's our base, what we started with. On the left is our mod. We've now increased our ergonomics to 43.05, which is greatly increased over 39.55, and reduced the recoil from 208 down to 191. So this is definitely a better gun. And that's pretty much all the basics. I hope this helped you out. If it did, make sure you leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. But for our last little piece here, we're going to go ahead and put these guns back together, and we're going to look at this trade version. So we've already decided that this is the way to go as far as modifications. Get rid of that stuff. this is the model that we would trade for. So let's look at it. Okay, the trade version of the AR. You could turn in 4 shotgun receivers. I believe it's the 153s. You just need the receiver. You don't need the whole shotgun, and you can get this model. I'm not going to go through the individual pieces and components like we did in the last segment. I've shown you the basics. You can do that yourself. I'll just talk about the differences that I see here. They've done some weird things to this gun. I think what they've done is statistically make these guns similar. This one actually statistically is a little better, even though they've given you the short barrel. But they hurt some of the good characteristics of having a short barrel, and they help some of the bad statistics on the short barrel. The short barrel is going to give you more recoil, it's going to give you less muzzle velocity, and you're going to have a lower accuracy with the short barrel. So they help you with the recoil by giving you the standard stock, which we've already put on our modded gun, and they actually give it to you in black, which we can't purchase, which is cool. They give you a front foregrip, which is not in the base model, that you can buy or you can loot, so that helps with the recoil. They also give you a, and I'm doing this in quotes, they give you a tactical charging handle, which is a little more better on the ergonomics, and we can't buy those. So that's kind of cool, right? But they give you this big chunky flash suppressor. It helps a tiny bit over the standard model flash suppressor, but you can see you have a big lump of metal there on the end of your gun. So it really hurts with the ergonomics, whereas the other flash suppressor on the other system, it doesn't hurt at all. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this gun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just replicate what we've got here. We're going to end up with a mo better gun because it's got the tactical charging handle, so it'll be a little better, tiny better ergonomically, and see how the gun operates. If I have any problems with going in and out of doorways, I might use the short barrel at factory, or if I'm planning to go to the shoreline or the dorms or something, maybe I use the short barrel. I might take the short barrel out to woods, which makes no sense, but I think it would be a good test to see how much accuracy you're losing at medium and longer range shots, and can the short barrel be used in that situation? Is it a viable weapons platform? But this is okay. This is okay. We're gonna put the better grip on it than the standard that they gave you. I'm gonna help with the ergonomics by putting the better hand guard, which will require the different gas block. We've already got the better tactical stock here, and we will end up with a little tiny better system than the one that we modified. But anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope this helps you out. This is a weird gun. This was tough for me to do. I don't know why that big chunky thing is on the end, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Talk to you later.